know. You're
Wait,
so muted.
we give out the
Oh.
YouTube link or the Zoom link to the public?
Zoom link. No, the Zoom link. The Zoom link. Because
Wait, what? To the public? I thought we like send them the YouTube link.
No, you were in here last week?
I was, but not in the Zoom. I was in the YouTube.
No, I was on the Zoom call because they so they can like ask questions and interact and stuff.
I was, but not in the Zoom. I was in the YouTube.
No, I was on the Zoom call. I'm telling you because they so they can like ask. Ew, ew, ew! Literally disgusting. Why did you do that?
We're officially live on the YouTube, just so y'all know.
My reaction remains the same. I would not like to hear myself. I was going to do something. I'm going to like post it again on Instagram. Just, BRB. Question. Who's going to be monitoring the YouTube questions?
I can do that. I'm gonna be gone around like 1:15 because I'm quickly chiming in the candidates meeting, but I can open that up.
Key. So when you leave, Dion's gonna come in?
No, Ryan's gonna be monitoring. Monitoring.
Oh, no, I'm not trusted. Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah, Rita.
First of all, Mr. Tan,
Monitoring.
I would appreciate you. Oh my God! Hi. Welcome to my channel.
Hello.
Wow. Okay. Wait, did ASPCC post it? Or my ASPCC?
It's in our bio, the link.
It's in your bio. Oh, got it. Oh, wait, but there's no post.
There was a post yesterday saying the link is in our bio, but I'll have something posted right now.
Yeah, so I can like repost. Please. Please and thank you. Also, you're doing great, sweetie. Love you so much.
Where's Aryad?
Good question. Wait, it's me. Wait, who is it? Alex, me, Ryan, Aryan.
And Aryad.
Just Aryan?
We're missing a quarter.
Wow. It's just 4 of us? Interesting. Okay. I'm insulted that I wasn't interested with the hosting. Like, I want to be entertaining for our public. And you're not letting me. Wow. Yes, you look like Velma. Yes. Also, like, I'm jealous that your hair like is curly.
What do you mean?
Like, your hair curls. My hair does not. My hair is like, it's either like super frizz or like.
It's because my hair is dead.
Probably true. I'm not gonna lie. Also, one thing is.
I posted it.
Thanks, friend. Wait, on your story?
On the AS story.
Wham! Okay, great. Ow. I need a haircut desperately. Wham. That literally says tomorrow, sir.
What? The first one, the one from yesterday. But there's a new one.
Am I dumb? Today! Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Vera.
Oof. Oof. Let me take it off. No.
Also, Ryan, you have the record button. You can press when we're ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ariel's not here yet.
yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay.
Ryan's like, I noticed. I think.
A quarter of us is gone.
Lincoln Bio.
Oh.
My ASPCC.
Also, I think wait, Ryan, are you viewing it in gallery mode right now or individually?
Gallery.
Okay.
Speaker view.
I have it in
Yeah.
speaker view, not in gallery.
Okay.
Why do you have it on speaker view?
I have it on gallery. I'm just saying. Okay.
Wow, I hate sneezing a million times a day. Because I want to see who's talking. Hi, Vera.
Okay.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. Yeah, shirt.
I don't know if it was like a shirt or like a dress. I was confused, but it's really cute.
I do have it in dress form too.
See, there you go. I got it.
Yeah.
If you compliment me, Frida, or Ryan on our shirts, you can compliment all three of us because we're wearing the
Literally,
exact same
We're
shirt.
all wearing the same.
we are one.
You
So
are representing.
you can kill three birds with one stone.
I do like the shirts. They are nice big logo.
We're very individual.
Well, now I kind of feel like I should wear black too.
We love winning.
Notes out.
Do do do. Do 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 do. Oh wait, I need to.
Oh, hello, Ariane.
Hello, sir.
You're muted. Art.
Hello.
Do we just wait for the Freeman Center and personal counseling?
Yeah, I wait for at least one more.
Okay. I'm gonna mute Frida.
Oh, you. Rude. Stop muting me. This is
as
bullshit.
much as I love to hear the sound of sirens as the next person. I don't know if
Why are you judging?
I don't know if this is the vibe that we're trying to go for.
Anyways. Also, I love that hat, Ariane.
Hi, Jason.
The hand underneath is worse.
Okay, I think I will start.
Hello.
I'm gonna start recording again. Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We're gonna wait until around like 12:05, 12:10-ish to kind of have people in the YouTube link or via Zoom just kind of pop in. So just feel free to relax until that time.
Oh, you're muted, Mr. Vasquez.
Oh, Ryan?
Yes.
Hey there. I can be here till about 1. So just as a FYI, I just want to give you a heads up.
Sounds good. Is there multiple Dion shots? Okay.
Hi, Allison.
So what did everyone have for breakfast this morning? Did y'all have breakfast?
I did have.
What did you have, Rita?
I made myself some delicious wonton for breakfast.
Wow.
That's like a random, like weird, not breakfasty food, but like it worked. So good times. What did you eat for breakfast, Ariane?
Fasting.
What?
What?
I'm fasting.
Oh,
Okay, great. Uh-huh.
sounds delicious.
Yeah,
Am I
sounds really
supposed to popcorn?
nutritious.
What did you eat for breakfast, Jason?
What did I have for breakfast? Let's see. I had a granola bar, a banana, and some orange juice.
Solid.
So yeah, you know, kind of throwing things together, you know, doing it on the run while your meetings and whatnot. You know, I guess the question that comes to my mind is what would be an ideal breakfast for people? So versus like, you know, kind of what is the breakfast of the day? Because if it was an ideal breakfast for me, we would be talking about eggs. We would be talking about bacon. We would be talking about maybe either tortillas or toast, you know, maybe some coffee on the side, something like that.
I definitely would love like a gordita with like café de olla from like Mexico. Oof. I would like
Very strong, that coffee.
It's great coffee, but like they trick because it's super strong, but it's like real sweet. So it's like it's a healthy balance.
An ideal breakfast would be from Andy's coffee shop.
That
Oh.
part. Mhm.
Or
And coffee shop. We love the place.
okay, Ryan, do you want to?
Yeah, I think we are ready to begin. The clock just hit 12:05. So perfect time. Yeah, we're here. Hi everyone. My name is Ryan Tan. I'm going to be moderating the town hall for today. For the people watching on the YouTube, the town hall is here to provide you all any resources or just kind of like enough information of what faculty, staff, and also what associated students is doing during this time of COVID-19. So this is a time for you all to ask us questions and also just any questions that you may have, we may be having answers for them. And I'll begin by introducing myself. As I said previously, my name is Ryan Tan. I serve as the Vice President for Student Services on the Associated Students PCC board. My duties are just include being a bridge between student services and the students. I work closely with the health center, L building, anything student service related. I put on events focused on finals and midterms. And yeah, my time with remote learning has been kind of difficult, mostly because a lot of classes are trying to do new things, trying to innovate things, but it's been kind of difficult just to adapt. But I think that throughout this 16-week course, at least 4 of them was me adapting, and 3 of them is me finally getting used to it. So it's slowly getting better. I would like to ask Frida to introduce herself, how remote learning has been going, your position, and like what are you doing?
Wait, Ryan, where are you going to school?
Oh, yeah. Hello. I also I'm going to transfer to Cal State Fullerton in the fall. So yeah.
Hey, okay. So, my name is Frida. I am your Vice President of External Affairs. My job in Associated Students, or my position rather, is focused on representing PCC outside of PCC. So, in terms of state, local, and federal government, we and my committee go and lobby on behalf of students to represent their struggles and find any legislation that will help. Sorry, forgive my dog. That help any legislation that will help them on their academic journey at PCC and onwards. But during COVID-19, I have been kind of multitasking. I've been working at my mom's restaurant a block away from PCC, called Andy's, on my spare time, and also taking 9-unit courses, also transferring in the fall to hopefully Cal State Long Beach. That may or may not change. But yeah, that's where we're at. Mario?
Thank you.
You didn't sound so sure when you said my name. Has it been that long? My name is Ariana Zion. I'm your Vice President of Business Affairs, and I regulate and monitor and report the expenditures of any student-related funds, but I mainly regulate the budget for associated students and ICC. I do a lot of outreach. I try to stay involved in a lot of shared governance so that I can make better informed decisions. I also try to attend as many events as I can, and we're planning on holding a few of my own during the semester, but we're working around that right now. I'm actually having an event next Thursday. It's going to be a Zoom boxing class for students, faculty, and staff, and just trying to find different ways to involve students, and hopefully that'll be a nice little gateway to get people to tune in for some potential financial literacy stuff. And I'm applying for a transfer to Art Center for film.
Yay.
Wow, thank you, Aryan.
Oh, and
now
Alex Sarkisian.
Okay. Hi, my name is Alex Sarkisian. I serve as the student trustee for about 2 more weeks. My job is sitting with our amazing board of trustees and being the student voice on that board and ensuring any decisions that they're making whenever they affect students have the student perspective on them. During COVID, a lot of my responsibility has just been sitting in on more meetings than usual and just ensuring that any remote learning processes or the student perspective is being kept in mind. Right now, I'm also serving on some hiring committees and such, and just working with an ad hoc committee of students towards organizing an event called Trustee Friday at the end of the month. It's basically going to be a panel of students talking directly to the trustees about what their experience has been with remote learning, what PC got right, what could be improved, and kind of that natural flow. I am an art major. I'm in graphic design. I'm gonna be transferring to Cal Arts this fall, which is really cool. And thank you. I love my fans. And uh, yeah, I've been an AS for 2 years, and it's been a wonderful opportunity to serve with these amazing people.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, definitely like associate students, for all the students out there, we are here to support you. We have a lot of fun events going on, like Ariane said, he has his boxing tutorial, and also like Alex has Trustee Fridays coming up. There's a lot of things coming up, and we hope that this will be sometimes to kind of like, you know, de-stress and not think about COVID and stuff like that. Moving forward, I would like to the health center to introduce yourself. Like what have you been doing in terms of the quarantine, how, and mostly like what resources are available to students for remote, and just like some background about yourself, like how long have you been working at PCC, and yeah.
Okay. So my name is Vera Vergel de Dios. I am one of 2 health educators at Student Health Services. The other one, my coworker, is Nairi Tatlian. So as a health educator, my job is to educate students about health behaviors and promote wellness. So being part of the health education team, we host campus-wide events like health-related movie screenings, and we do classroom presentations as well. So for example, just last week, I spoke in a human sexuality class, and Nairi did a presentation for PCC Psychology Club. One of the main things that we do is outreach. So before we went into this remote time, you might have seen Nairi or myself going to at the quad, at the mirror pools, at Science Village with our gigantic red tent or our bright yellow tablecloth. But even though we also partner, as Ryan was saying, we partner with a lot of different departments to do a lot of outreach to the students in general. But even though we're remote, we are still continuing to do this. So we've worked with other departments to hold virtual events like Sexual Violence Awareness Week with Office of Student Life. And starting Monday, we'll be doing Mental Health Awareness Week with personal counseling. So we're really using social media and our online resources to get the information out to the students. Even though we are not on campus, we are still here and we're still trying to provide as much information as you want. We are really heavily on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our handle is at PCC Health Well, and we're actually in the process of a few different things happening right now. So if you follow us through any media format, we are going to, you'll get the most up-to-date information. So if anybody's also interested in a presentation, we're also happy to do that. We just want you to know that we're still here and we're able to help you out even in this format. In terms of the actual clinic itself, Student Health Services is still meeting with students. We're doing telehealth, so over the phone, over video chat, and the way to reach our clinicians is by email. You can call, but it'll send you to an email as well. So the email is medicalshs@pasadena.edu. So it's important to include your full name, your Lancer number, your enrollment status, the question that you have, and the phone number. So you can be reached. And then you'll get, somebody will be in contact within 24 to 48 business hours because we work Monday through Friday. So we're still here. You can still make an appointment. If you need prescription updates, you can definitely talk to one of our clinicians. But also if you're just interested in knowing what's happening, please follow us on social media.
Thank you, thank you. And did you want to like give us a preview of what they can expect for Mental Health Awareness Week?
Definitely.
You want to do a plug?
Yeah, I have to pull up the flyer, so give me just a second. But
Take your time.
every day from Monday through Friday, we have multiple events going on. So for example, on Monday, we have Instagram Live with Dr. Kimberly Rios Lamb. And then right after that, so for those who might not have Instagram, we also have Zoom chat at 11 o'clock with Dr. Marcos Briano. Those links are available on the flyer at PCC Healthwell. And then on Tuesday, we have self-care bingo and a stigma quiz. We have coping and resilience on Wednesday with Dr. Jason Vasquez, who's right here, and Dr. Jennifer McCart. Again, the Zoom link is available on the flyer. And then on Thursday, we're going to do something called Erase the Stigma Challenge. So what we've been seeing through D.D. Hirsch Mental Health Services is people are writing the word stigma on their hand. And because we're supposed to be washing our hands, we're washing away the stigma of mental health. So we're videotaping ourselves, washing away stigma, being aware to mental health, and encouraging, of course, cleanliness during this time. And then on Friday, now that you've learned an entire week's worth of mental health, we're hoping that you take the pledge to continue to stay aware of mental health and continue to support others.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And I am excited to attend for that one. That's a really good segue onto the next one for personal counseling. Would you like to introduce yourself, like a little background and what students can expect for you from your department during COVID-19?
Sure. Thank you again for the invite. My name is Dr. Jason Vasquez. I'm the full-time licensed psychologist at Personal Counseling. And, you know, since the campus went remote, we've still continued to provide services to students. But we've, like everybody else, we've had to transition and do remote services. And so what happens is students are able to contact our office in one of two ways, either by email at personalcounseling@pasadena.edu, or via phone. They can call our office at 626-585-7273 and leave a message, very kind of similar to what Vera was talking about for student health. They would leave their message with their full name, their Lancer number, and a callback number. And then one of our staff will call them back to set up a phone appointment, what we call a telephone triage appointment. And basically those appointments are brief. They're relatively brief, around 30 minutes or so. And, we will be able to explore whatever concerns students have, discuss coping strategies. And then if they need referrals for other resources, we do that. We've also answered email questions to students, not of a clinical nature, but in general, students have been emailing us about how to set up an appointment, or sometimes we get emails for other departments, and then we have to kind of redirect to that department. In terms of me personally, I've been at PCC now almost a year, and this has been a great place to work. It's really great to be able to connect with students. I myself at one time was a community college student, and then transferred to undergrad and then graduate school, and then first in my family to be in the PhD program. So it's really gratifying for me to be able to bring it back full circle, to be able to work with community college students. I think for us, one of the things we've also been able to do is to do some outreach, like events like this, to be able to participate in. We've also been doing some web updates. On our website, we have a COVID-19 and mental health updates that we update every week with different topics. We also sent out, and many of you have probably already received this, the virtual care package. So that's something with a whole list of coping strategies. And we're in the process of trying to further develop our social media platform. So stay tuned for more updates on that, but we'll be doing both Instagram and Twitter. So that's some kind of up-to-date stuff for us. But also something in the fall, we're going to be trying to partner with other departments to host support groups actually on campus, virtually, of course, but so that's more to come, and virtual workshops. So more to come on that. I'm going to let my colleague introduce herself as well.
There, let me unmute myself. I am Dr. Allison Johnson, and I am also a clinical psychologist, and I am part-time in the personal counseling office. I've been this time around with PCC for about a I'm completing my second year here, I believe. Kind of hard to keep track. I did my postdoctoral work here as a trainee. And so it's been wonderful to come back to PCC and to participate again in serving the students here. I had, while Dr. Vasquez was providing you information, I also pulled up the flyers that we have for the contact information. If it's permitted to do a screen share, I can share what our flyer looks like. Is that what okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Let me
great.
do that right now. I think right now you should be able to screen share, but let me know.
Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Okay, so this is our flyer that we have just for low system resources. This is our flyer just for how you contact us for our telephone triage appointments. It has our phone number and our email address that Dr. Vasquez referred to. And our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we have also our website on there for those weekly updates that people can receive. If there is something that is an emergency or an urgent situation after hours, we have contact information for that as well. And also, which folks had said they received, this is an image of the mental health care package that we have for how we cope with COVID-19. Again, some information on how to reach out to us and helpful links. But this has the connection, ways to stay connected with each other, ways to use art and music for our artists in the group here, to create a sense of connection, using movement to relieve stress, and other ways to choose self-care as well. And so we forward this to as many people as care to receive it on campus. This is our little care package to you folks. I'm going to stop that share now. We have connected with lots of departments on campus. We've connected with our EOP&S department, with Disabled Student Services, with our Veterans Resource Center, with international students. So we're really reaching out, as Dr. Vasquez said, to partner in the community and try and make sure that everybody is feeling like they're getting the support, the tools, the tips, tricks that they need to successfully make it through this semester and through their academic education here. Because we want people to see that's our mission.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I love the flyer. I love the little graphics. Really, really aesthetic. And thank you guys so much for coming out again. And now moving forward, I would like to ask the Freeman Center to introduce themselves, what resources are available to the students, and a little bit of background of yourself.
Yeah, hi everybody, Jason Barquero. I am the new director. I guess I'm in week 6 here at PCC in this virtual environment, although I am on campus right now at the moment. So I'm feeling very, very Lancer life right now. So there we go. Yeah, I'm director of the Freeman Center, Robert G. Freeman Center for Career and Completion. Excited to be here. Just really quick, a little bit about my background. You know, I've spent the last 15 years in higher ed, vast majority of my time in career services, some of that time in alumni relations. I've worked for Claremont Graduate University, Otis College, and even Occidental College, not too far down the road from here at one point. So that's a little bit about me. In terms of the Freeman Center, the services, you know, I was on a call yesterday, and I'll say the same thing that I've been telling every student group that I've been speaking with over the last few weeks is we are completely 100% operational. And so that it's very important for our students and really the PCC community to know that we are, we're alive and well, and in terms of counseling and advising and working with the community, and even still working with the hiring community. So what does that look like? Any student that still wants to meet with any one of our advisors, any one of our counselors can do so by going onto our website, the Freeman Center website, and you can make an appointment through there. Appointments have not changed. The schedule is the same. And so students should not see any kind of a lull or anything backing up in terms of appointment scheduling. Although I can say that our advisors and our counselors are very busy, but right now I would say you're probably still about a week out or so where you can make an appointment within reasonable time. In terms of many students needing assistance with seeking an internship or just doing career exploration, resume review, cover letter writing, mock interviews, interview practice, all that, the full gamut, everything that a career center typically does, we're available to do that. And that is still happening now. And so we've been continuing to provide services in this remote world. In terms of employer relations, our team is still engaging employers in the community. Those that, of course, that are still hiring and looking for interns or part-time work and full-time. It has taken a hit. Of course, I'd be lying to you if I told you that we had the same level of jobs today available that we did a year ago. No college can say that. And so it is going to be very, very competitive. And so I think the message from our center to all of the students is be prepared for one of the most competitive job markets that we've ever seen. And I lived through, as many of us, through 08 to 2010, working in career services. And that was rough. But we picked back up. But we also recognize that's a time where our students need us the most in terms of preparation. And so I would remind the community that dotting our I's and crossing our T's on our resumes, our interviewing skills, our networking, our preparation it's just more imperative today than it ever has been because of how competitive. And so, a job that might have seen 15 to 20 applicants, you can rest assured you can double or triple or quadruple that amount of applicants for every internship or job opportunity out there. So, my job coming into this role is making sure that, we're providing the best level of services, that we're providing quality content, that we're involved in the classrooms, which we're still doing. And so where we are not able to obviously go in and step into a classroom and meet students personally, we are still very much engaged virtually. And so yesterday I was with one of our non-credit courses at the Foothill campus with Professor Corey there. And so we talked about services there. We brought in a speaker to talk to one of our journalism classes during Professor Nathan McIntyre's course on Monday. Our team is doing probably 2 to 3 virtual workshops every week. We have them set up through the month of May. And we're reaching out to students and faculty about those. So we're still a full functioning center, it's just virtual. And so, but as always, I always like to have the virtual suggestion box out. So if anyone has any suggestions or comments, whether it's now or in private, you could always send me an email. We're at a point where this time is actually allowing us and myself to take the time and really take a good inventory of the PCC community, the culture, the programs, how the Freeman Center is providing quality content and services to all of our students and faculty across the board, and engaging that way. So it allows me a little bit of extra time since we're kind of stepping back on some of the major events that sometimes take a lot of our time. And so we're refocusing that time on building a strategy and building a Freeman Center that is going to be top notch. So that's kind of really where we're at right now. Happy to take any questions that you have or any comments that you have about the Freeman Center.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a good segue too. We're actually gonna go on to the Q&A.
Ryan, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. We're waiting for more questions from the YouTube link and stuff, but I know we obviously have personal counseling here, and this is their big thing too. But I wanted to ask all our panelists, even the students, what are some ways you're just practicing mental health right now, just being cooped in? Because I know it's been very different for a lot of students. I know, and faculty, we're all in different situations right now and being pulled in different directions with things we're not comfortable with. But I know we also have the expert here, but I just want to hear from everyone too. What are some ways you've been practicing mental health, or just tips?
For my staff and I, gosh, what I would say, I think what's helped us a little bit, I will say this, and I'll let everyone else chime in. We started to very gradually phase into the physical space here at the Freeman Center last week, as many staff have as well, 1 to 2 days a week. And so all of our staff, our full-time classified staff are here 1 to 2 days a week right now. And I say that because, at least for me, I can't speak for everyone, but I can tell, go back to last week when we all first stepped foot. It was my first time on campus, actually, after having actually interviewed for the job, and then I get the job, but I don't get to come on campus. And so last week was my first time. And so it was very, very exciting for me. And I think it helped me mentally just to change things up a little bit. And the energy, having met the team, my team, our team here, virtually for weeks on end, but never been able to meet them in person. As soon as I walked in, I mean, we had more energy in the first 1 hour than we've did over the last month. And so what that reminded me is that, one, yes, I think it helped us all for our mental health, just to kind of feel like, it's good to be here a little bit and kind of change things up a bit. And I get it, because I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old at home, and my wife is also working from home. And so we're trying to navigate that as well too, right? And so we're in it. But what it reminded me is when we go back, whatever that is, and full time on campus and all that stuff, this virtual space is not going to go away, where we're going to utilize this and we're going to leverage this to really provide our services at scale, right? To be more accessible to our students and our alumni, who we recognize are commuters and are very, very busy. And we have to take the center to them, right? So that's one. But it also reminded us that you can't replace the in-person connection. You can't replace the kind of team building and the energy that comes from being. That's why I'm not a proponent of working 100% working from home. I don't think that works for everyone. And I don't think it works for every type of job and role you play, because I think you do miss something in building relationships and building team. And like I said, it reminded me of that, and immediately within just 10, 15 minutes of being here with the team. And we just started chatting and connecting in a way that was not as superficial. It felt like it when we're doing this more often. So I'm sorry, it's a long-winded answer, I think, but I think the short answer to that is I think changing things up a little bit for our team is what's helped us quite a bit. And so we've been pretty busy, but we've been very flexible. And that's my responsibility as a manager also, right, is to allow that flexibility. I think that's my best contribution to the team in terms of mental health, is not to add any other additional stress, as supervisors can do sometimes and leaders can do. So I think as leaders, we have to recognize that and be able not to be sometimes just not adding more to the team is the contribution, and just being mindful of their situations and sensitive as a leader. And I hope, and so far we're getting pretty good feedback. So I think we're doing relatively okay. There were some other hiccups that had to do when I came in with the changes, without going into detail, I think the folks were experiencing. But we were able to pivot and accommodate. And again, that's part of leadership and management, right? Is being able to be nimble and accommodating. And we've been able to do that here at the Freeman Center. I have someone that sent out a question, if I could read that. Are there going to be any virtual events regarding job searches going to happen this semester? I'll answer that one first. So yes, they're going on now, actually. And so what I'll do is I can follow up. I know that our team has been sending out flyers and emails out. We have a couple of ongoing workshops. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, Yahida, who many of you may know, is hosting a Tuesday, Wednesday workshop. We're actually calling it an open forum. I believe it happens from about noon to 1 o'clock. And so we'll have a couple of those still left the next few weeks in May. And she opened that up as a response to a lot of students that were sending in through a survey or referrals. I think the student services had about where they're at right now post COVID-19. And a lot of students were telling us, but a few hundred people respond back and say, I lost my job, or I'm looking for work, or I need help. And so part of this open forum that we're doing every Tuesday, Wednesday was a response to that, to talk about the job search, to talk about how to navigate unemployment, how to navigate all those different things that everyone, not just at PCC, but out there in this country, are going through right now. So that's happening along with some other workshops as well. So I can send that to you, Dion, to disseminate to everyone. I think that would be a lot of help as well. And I have a question for personal counseling. How many personal counselors are available right now? Is that for someone else, I'm guessing? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, that's for, yes. Thank you so much. And for Dr. Allison and Dr. Vasquez, did you want to answer the next question of how many personal counselors are available right now? And also what you guys are doing for your mental health?
Sure. Well, let me address the initial question first, and then we can talk about the second question. So, this is first acknowledging this is a stressful time for everybody, navigating not only the public health crisis, but also, reorientating your routine to now working from home. And so, I think for me and for many people that I've encountered, having to kind of be flexible, I think has been important. Having a routine, I think, has been really important too. Also engaging in self-care. And that's one of the reasons why we did the self-care package and we sent it to everybody, because we wanted to make sure that we offered recommendations for different ways that people can engage in healthy self-care, whether it's listening to music, whether it's reading a book, whether it's going on a virtual museum tour, whether it's exercise, things of that nature. I think also what Jason said, and I just kind of piggybacking on that, there is an energy in terms of being able to connect with your colleagues, your friends, neighbors, etc. We can't let this time be a time of quote unquote social distance, in terms of not being able to maintain our social connections with other people. We have to maintain that physical distance for health and safety purposes, but we need to continue to maintain those social connections. It's vital. It's really important that we do that, not only for our mental health or our professional, networking in terms of our professional career, but I think also just as human beings, we're orientated to want to connect with each other. So I think that's really important to be said. Now, in terms of how many counselors, right now we have 5 clinicians, including myself, available. And again, we're here, we're open, our services are free and they're confidential. And we would just want to make sure that you're not alone, and we're here. Okay. Allison, I know you can also chime in on this too.
I also want to reiterate that each day from 8 to 4, there is always availability for somebody to be able to speak with somebody. I see it not so much a question of what are the number of people that we have, but how available are we to the community? And Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, someone's here to talk to you if you should need that. And if you'd prefer to say, let's set an appointment so I can get my thoughts together and really address this targeted thing, because the phone calls are shorter than a typical therapy session. It's not like long-term ongoing therapy, but it's really designed for coping and finding those tools. And we're available. We're here. I know I will look forward to the times when I do speak with students. Students actually have developed some really wonderful coping skills, finding tools that I hadn't heard of, that then is a resource that I can share with other people. So to me, doing the work even from home is part of my mental health. And in terms of what I personally am doing to take care of my own mental health, I exercise. I watch my sleep habits because they can slip, and so I try to be careful with those. A lot of common sense stuff is kind of boring, but and my video just got really slow, so my face had a funny expression there for a minute. I try to laugh as much as possible. I watch funny videos. I connect with other people, and making sure that, as Dr. Vasquez said, we have social connection. Humans, we are a primate species, and we rely on the company and the touch of others. It's part of our makeup as organisms. So being with family. In the first month of the stay-at-home order, our family ate dinner together more often than we had in the entire 4 months prior. And to me, that's something that turns out to be a hidden blessing. So I try to also look for, well, this isn't what I would want to be doing, but I'm actually finding some better solutions to my life in terms of things that tune-ups that have, shifts and changes that have had to happen aren't always bad. So keeping that in mind. Yeah, Alex.
No, I just wanted to add, just like piggybacking off of what you were saying about just like different ways to do things. I think the silver lining of this is, I mean, I've seen this personally at PCC, but in a lot of different areas, it's like, oh, we can be doing things virtually in the first place, or there is ways to have a virtual way of, doing something that's, not going to be hard to implement once we go back to the new normal and such. I know personally in AS, like our meetings were never really live streamed, but now I think we've all been just trained on how to live stream meetings, and that's something we're going to be training the next board on, and so on. So I'm sure this is true also in your own departments, just figuring out ways to do things virtually. So that's been a pretty big silver lining. And I think I can't speak for every professor, but I have noticed, some professors are just becoming more accessible now, just because of different resources they have. So I think there obviously are major hits we're taking with this, but it's kind of forcing us to adapt and become a bit more comfortable with the technology side that, no matter what age you are, we are not fully comfortable with. But yeah, you can go on, Ryan.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to comment on that because I think it's really important that we be adaptable and flexible right now, because it seems like things are changing so rapidly. I was just talking to one of my colleagues today. We were just talking about just the concept of time and how days kind of, for many people, kind of bleed together, and so it's just like, that's why it's just super important that we be flexible and adaptable. But I wanted to mention like because Jason was talking about virtual workshops, it's just having us be able to shift gears, going from presentations on campus to now, doing stress management presentations online, or, thinking about doing groups, support groups on, online, things like that. I mean, it's just having to shift your mentality a little bit and be flexible. So yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that.
Thank you. Yeah, honestly, like piggybacking off of that, like days are bleeding together. Like I thought today was Tuesday, but it's Thursday. Every day just seems like one continuous day. And I think like personally for me, like a really good thing that I've been doing during quarantine is just like, I'm trying to break a lot of bad habits I've had in the past. Like I'm trying not to bite my nails anymore. I stopped drinking soda, drinking more water. And I think it's just because like, for me, like when I was out and about, it was just very convenient. And now it's just kind of like, oh, do I really want to spend that money? Because I'm not sure if I'm going to get an extra paycheck for this next couple weeks. So I think that like, it just made me think of other ways I can definitely incorporate more healthy habits in my lifestyle. And also I have been laughing a lot just because I've been watching a lot of TikToks and videos. And honestly, that's been helping me a lot with my own personal health. And just Zooming with my friends and study sessions. Mostly because like, I think that just during this whole thing, every day just kind of seems the same, but seeing different people definitely makes it memorable each day. So that's something I've been personally doing for my own mental health. But yeah, Vera, did you want to talk about what you've been doing?
Yeah, actually, you brought up something I've gotten used to doing it so often. I'm very close with my family, my extended family as well. And so the ability not to be with them is really sad. We go to Comic-Con every year. I mean, for the last 10 years, we've been going every year and it got canceled. So what we actually are doing is we're playing Zoom games. We go on Zoom and we load Steam, if anybody's ever heard of Steam before, and there's like Jackbox, and we just play a bunch of games every Sunday. It's become like a thing. It's like, who's gonna host this time? And we're all just gonna play together. We play board games that we can. We play spy game. I can't think of it right now. It's blanking in my mind. But so that's how I'm trying. Codenames. Thank you. Yes, Codenames.
Yeah, we played that one.
Yeah, so we played that virtually. We've downloaded like apps. There's free apps out there where you can play TikTok with your face, things like that, just to stay in touch. Mother's Day passed and I couldn't be with my mother. So these are just, we're trying to stay together. It's absolutely have to be flexible. And it's so important being in public health. I know how important it is that we need to stay away from each other, just that distancing. But right, it doesn't mean you don't have to social distance. And I think to me, that's been really, really important, is just making sure that I check in with my family and hang out with my friends and hang out with my cousins, because it's so important. Otherwise, like here in the house, I don't cook very often. I'm like you, Ryan. It's like, hey, I'm outdoors. I go to school too. So, and I go to school at Claremont Graduate. So it's very far. So I'm on the road a lot. So actually I've been cooking a lot more, surprisingly, which I didn't expect. And hey, I'm seeing a lot more money in my bank account now because I don't have to go buy food every day. So it's actually been really good for my pocket. So yeah, those, you know, that social support is so helpful right now for me personally, with my daughter and my husband and my extended family.
Thank you. And Frida, Aryan, Alex, is there any tips you had, or how you're coping with like your own mental health and how everything's been going?
I'll chime in quick. I'm gonna be stepping out and back in 5 minutes. AS is having our candidates meeting for all the candidates running for our election, which is really cool. So we're having that meeting. So I'm gonna pop in and out. But personally, during this whole thing, I moved. And it was amazing timing. So it was honestly just the moving part of it a bit rough because we didn't have friends and family to just help us with all the little things that come along the way. I definitely got closer with my sister because of all of this, for better or worse. Yeah, so it's been a lot of just, like, I know we're all kind of staring at walls right now, but I've just been staring at walls and being like, what are we gonna put on those walls? So that's personally, I've just been kind of like doing a lot of furniture reorganization. I know for a fact Frida's gotten texts from me at like 1 a.m. being like, I'm moving my bed here. What do you think? And stuff like that. So I've just been like, I'm spending a lot more time in my room. So how can I make my room more of a peaceful oasis for myself, I guess? But yeah.
I can go now. I would consider myself right now in my household an only child. My sister moved out with her fiance as well as with my brother. So it's only me and my mom works all day, so it's pretty much like me by myself. Which never happens. I'm always around people, so it's like a real trip, which kind of has been therapeutic and kind of being able to like be more in the moment, I guess. I think my life and my schedule before this was very hectic and very jam-packed. So like this complete slowdown has really like forced me to like be more to myself and really process things, especially because I'm about to transfer. So I've really taken advantage of this time to really like reflect and plan out what the next couple months is going to look like for me, as well as cleaning. I hate it, but during this time it's the lifesaver because we always have that cabinet or that like basket that we don't touch because it's the random things. So now I have time to clean everything, and since I was going to transfer anyways, it has to get cleaned. So that's my therapy. Like getting some type of organization, some type of control in these crazy times has really been therapeutic and helpful to me, especially like most of you said, like talking to family, that has also really helped. FaceTiming my cousins in Mexico. Two of my cousins in Mexico actually got diagnosed with COVID. So like I really had to, or I really wanted to reach out to them and make them feel like they're not alone and really like be as silly or as like off the topic as I possibly can be to make them feel better, because they are self-quarantined and kind of at their house at the moment. So they're kind of living in the moment 100% without any distractions. So being able to FaceTime them has really helped them and me make sure they are okay, and as well as me being okay with them, you know.
Hello. Yeah, I spend most of my time outside and just trying to get everywhere I can. No, I'm kidding. That's a bad joke. I spend most of my time honestly trying to be as productive as I can in terms of filmmaking. I think, especially if you're in a more creative side of things in terms of majors or whatever you want to do in life, not doing anything isn't really looked at as like a break. It's like it's really just not doing anything. Because when I was doing STEM before, it was like, okay, if I take a break from math and econ, I'm just resetting. But if I take a break from making films, I feel lazy. So I try to actually have my camera and tripod, and I'm sitting in a pile of camera equipment and clothes. I promise they're clean. The room isn't, but the things in it, I promise are clean. And I try to create as much as I can. I'm trying to reach out to a lot of organizations and try to stay productive in AS, because I know we all had a lot of really cool plans. I think for me, it was mostly with my committee and things that we wanted to really jumpstart, and also with Frida's. I was on her lobby committee, and there were like really, really big and awesome things. And I was actually looking for the polo she had for that, and I was like, oh man, I don't really want to wear it. I'm gonna feel bad, because but you know, we try to create things, do what we love. I do see my friends over Zoom, and it's kind of interesting because they're all in town right now, so we're less than like 5 minutes away if we wanted to walk. But it's kind of funny, you know. Sometimes we all try to like look at the same sunset or moon, and we make fun of it. That's the merch right there. It looks great. Yeah, I think it's a very odd time. It feels bad saying that like you're being more productive or thriving, because like there's a lot of suffering and a lot of loss in the world. But I think it's also nice to think that I might come out of this maybe not better in certain circumstances personally, but better in terms of my productivity and my health. I've been exercising more consistently again. That kind of stopped as the year progressed. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, honestly, I think after this like discussion, it's given me so many more options of like what I can do during self quarantine, and also just kind of like just like it felt good just to talk to people. We do have a question from the audience from the health center. If a student needs to access the health center services, how can they, and what services are available to students?
Can I share my screen, Brian?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
I just want to make sure it's okay with you before I do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So actually, as I mentioned, we have a lot of we've been doing a lot of social media recently. And so one of the things that we've been doing, did I share the right screen?
Right now it's just like the screen, like your regular screensaver.
Let me
Yeah.
try that again. Here we go. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So this is actually something that we posted on our social media. So as I mentioned, we are available by email. We're closed for in-person services, but are available for telehealth. So the email address is medicalshs@pasadena.edu. We just ask that you email us with your name, your Lancer number, your enrollment status, the question that you're asking, and your phone number so we can reach you. And somebody will be in touch within 24 to 48 hours. Our hours in the office are pretty much the same as they've always been. We haven't really changed. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30, and then Fridays, 8 to 12:30 p.m. And in terms of what services are available to students right now, it's really more of what your question is. Of course, we can't do in-person services, like we can't do BMI screenings and things like that. But if you have a question, I would really recommend emailing, and I'm sure that one of our clinicians can answer it. We are still available, the same people are still there. We have nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners. They are all still available. So you can email and then ask your question, and somebody will definitely get back to you.
Thank you. And I had a question for associated students right now. So Frida, Ariane want to answer, but what's going on with the organization? Like, what's up? what's going on?
Do you mean just in general, anything?
Yeah, like in general, like event wise, individually wise, like what can students expect from associated students?
I mean, I know there's that we're working on a lot more ways to engage with students. We did have a Mario Kart event, and I think what we're trying to do is streamline our process for publicity so that we can maximize engagement. We have a unique situation where even though there's a lot of objective bad, there's also some good. Like Zoom can hold a lot of people and a lot more than a room can, and you don't need to put in a request to hold it. You can pretty much have an idea for an event 2 weeks before publicize it for a whole week and a half, and it could be like a live thing, and a lot of people could really enjoy it. And that's kind of what happened with the boxing class event, and that's going to be happening next Thursday on the 21st from noon to 1 p.m. The actual class is probably going to take place around 12:15 to 12:55, so that people have time to maybe get a quick bite or something afterward, or reset before your next class or after your last class. I don't know if Frida wants to touch on other things, but I'm also working on outreach and things like that. I think everyone is on our board.
So for me, I've been definitely working on the government side of things. I know that me, the president of Associated Students, as well as Alex, as trustee, will be on a call or Q&A session with Adam Schiff on Friday to share a little bit. Yeah, super excited. We're all super excited. To talk to him about the student experience, what we have been going through, what our students have been going through, and really have that dialogue so people can have a little bit of information about what has been going on the government side of COVID-19. For my committee, we will be having a meeting next week to be discussing outreach and meetings that we can have on Zoom with representatives, as well as how we are going to be planning this transition through our future replacements, for lack of a better word. They're going to be taking over, and we want them to have the best structure and the best knowledge to our ability, so they can have some basis to help our students through these difficult times, as this is going to be extended to the summer. So it's going to be out of our term and more into theirs. So we definitely want students to be supported through that transition. But yes, we are looking for a lot of resources to share with our student population, so that we can be giving them the best resources, the best information, and they feel supported through these times.
I know that, like, for myself, for my committee, we are doing a finals relaxation week for the week before finals. So I'm going to be releasing all the publicity later on next week. And we're basically going to have, on Friday, we're going to be having like Zoom study sessions, which is going to be all throughout the day, which is going to be an hour and a half each session. So people can come in, come out just to study for finals. I know we're trying to compile like a recipe book with like associate students, board members, committee members, or maybe faculty and staff for people to try new recipes at home. We have a lot of study tips and also breathing techniques and yoga videos that we'll be publicizing on our Instagram. And personally for me, I've been working closely with the API committee, and for this year, we're going to be having our very first Asian Pacific Islander Desi American graduation. So I'm super excited to see how that's going out. And I'm super excited that PCC has taken a step into more representation and more representation diversity within graduations. So I'm super duper excited for that one. But yeah, that's something I've been personally doing. I know that for Thursday night for finals, we're probably gonna have a Discord movie night, and excited to just relax and not really just like watch a movie, and just like de-stress for finals. But yeah, and with that, I think that was all the questions that students had for the services available right now. I would just like to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come out and speak to the students. I know it reached a great, vast majority of them. And just before we end, I would just like to, for each service, to repeat your events that you may have and how students may be able to contact you. So I'll start off with Health Center.
Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen again. I know how to do it this time. So as I mentioned before, we have Mental Health Awareness Week happening next week, starting Monday, May 18th to May 22nd. Here's some of the activities: Instagram Live with Dr. Kimberly Rios Lamb, Zoom chat with Dr. Marcos Briano. Here's the link to that tiny URL. And Tuesday is going to be self-care bingo and Instagram, if anybody has Instagram. Coping and Resilience on Wednesday with Dr. Jason Vasquez and Dr. Jennifer McCart at 3 p.m. Same thing, the tiny URL link is right here. And then if you're interested in recording yourself, washing away the stigma of mental health on Thursday, we would love to see that. We're happy to share that on our Instagram and Facebook. And Friday, please take the pledge in spreading awareness and learning more about mental health. The information is at PCC Healthwell. If you follow us, we have a lot of events happening throughout. Of course, we'll be partnering with Ryan for Finals Relaxation Week for sure. So we will continue to be reaching out to students.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to Dr. Allison for personal counseling.
Sure. For people who want to get in touch with us, I'll do my screen share right now for our flyer once more. This is our telehealth services that we're providing. You can schedule what we call a telephone triage appointment. It's about a 20-minute meeting to, pardon me, let me move my little windows around the screen. It's overlapping here. There we go. So now I can scroll to schedule a telephone triage appointment with one of our clinicians. Oh, it's jumping now. Our phone numbers are 626-585-7273. The email that you can email us at is personalcounseling@pasadena.edu. If you send a message with your name, your telephone number to be reached at, and your student ID number, then someone will call you back, probably from a restricted number. We're all working from home. It'll be during the office hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we can set up a time for you to speak with someone. We also have resources available on our website, which is the personal counseling website on the PCC webpage, and that's updated weekly. If there are any emergencies, of course, we recommend that people call 911 or campus police or go to the nearest emergency room. We do have people available throughout that entire time if somebody needs to speak to someone. As you heard from Vir, we do have a lot of joint exercises this month because of Mental Health Month, and we are also doing outreach to various campus services. And keep up the good work, everybody, and you're taking care of your mental health.
Thank you so much. And for the Freeman Center, Jason had to step out for a little bit, but so if you had any questions about any, I guess, like career-oriented questions or the Freeman Center as a whole, you can contact them at jbarquero or jbarquero@pasadena.edu, and they'll be able to contact you back at their earliest convenience. For associated students, you can contact us at your.aspcc@gmail.com, and we'll answer any questions that you may have. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out to our town hall, the second installment. We'll be having more as the time goes by. And yeah, thank you so much and have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and wash your hands.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frida and Ariane. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, the recording stopped.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. Thank
Thank you guys so
out.
much for coming out. Thank you.
Ryan, I just emailed you about Patty, about yoga, because gosh, you talking about it totally reminded me. So hopefully she'll reach out to you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I just saw it right now. I was like, oh, how did Vera email me in the call? But thank you so much.
Yeah, so let us know how we'll meet again to talk about finals week.
Yes. Okay. I have the graphic ready by tomorrow for my committee meeting, and I'll bring it all up by then too.
Great. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Well.